There is certainly no one here at the moment, but I would like to start digging. I have not done digging in a long time. I want to dig some things. Doo-doo. Oh, you're here. Where are you doing homework? Is that why you didn't hang? You're not are you hanging out with the gang? Is the gang? Are you hanging out with the? Oh, you're doing homework like a loser. Haha. You go to school. You're responsible and you go do school. You're a very busy boy. Oh, and it's like we're hanging out. Yay! It's like we're hanging out. You came here to hang out with me. Oh my god, I'm here to keep you company. Because I love you. We're doing mindless digging and also talking. Although I guess maybe not talking with you because you're doing the homes of the works. Which I encourage you to do. You should continue doing your homes work because it's very important. For you, not for me. You can talk a little. How have you been? I have not, I don't think, seen or spoken to you in weeks. At least weeks. Possibly even months at this point. You hate everything? Yes, you're an engineering student. That's how it works. You want to sleep? Oh, baby, no. Have you not been sleeping? Here, let me... Can I VIP you? Yay! But yeah, not enough. That means you're doing it wrong. You gotta train yourself to sleep only certain amounts. Is that of a Greek tragedy? Oh no. You are but a poor boy who has been cursed with too much knowledge. Oh my god, imagine playing Among Us in 2021. Remember when you said that? Remember when you were playing Among Us? Joke's on you, Zink. I don't play video games. Yeah, you don't play Among Us? Why not? What you... I'm not talking about anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, but jokes on you, Zinc. I actually don't play Minecraft. I am, not playing Minecraft now. It's a simulation. Anyway, give me your best pun. You haven't been doing it. You haven't been giving me puns before. And I want puns. I deserve something funny. You should be funny. Be funny for me so I don't have to do content. Oh, I forgot how much better an enchanted diamond axe is. I know I should probably just get netherite, but that takes too much work, and I would literally rather be here just holding down left click. I both miss playing Minecraft and also not. Must remember, I do not enjoy things. What did the fashion designers say to the cat wearing a sweater? You are perfect. As far as your puns go, that one was kind of weak. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I'm gonna be honest and... I'm gonna be completely honest with you. A little bit too much setup for some reason. I'm judging you for that. That wasn't very good, Sync. Why am I so bad at Minecraft? You're always honest? I'm not. I lie so often. You wouldn't believe me. You shouldn't, because I'm a liar. Maybe I'm lying about lying. What did the Minecraft streamers say to the Twitch chat? Probably nothing. They're playing Minecraft. But I'll let you go with the, probably nothing. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Boring, but fair enough. I don't think that's a pun, though. It was funnier in my head. Lots of things are probably funnier in your head. What did I used to talk about? What do I stream about, guys? What did I do? Have you ever been here for a stream long enough to know how my streams usually go? Food? You haven't redeemed anything. I am not obligated to do anything. Ha ha ha, Zinc. Oh, talking about... Just talking about speed. Talking about food. Yeah, 0 points. Nice. You know, I was actually thinking earlier, because I'm a nerd, and I'm a word nerd specifically, about, I'm a word nerd specifically, and there's been a lot of Britishisms floating around in my head recently, but, like, the like, British accents are so specific to, like, regional specific that, as well as, I guess, class specific, that... Haha, joke's on you! I had snacks prepared, and it's a box of Smarties. It's left over from Halloween. It's the last of the Halloween candy we have in our house. So I have it right here. Anyway. Smarties. Do you even know what Smarties are? Like, properly know what Smarties are? Because you're American. It's chocolate. Smarties are chocolate. They're kind of like Reese's Pieces, but just milk chocolate. They're not like, the Smarties that are rockets, like the, pressed powder candy. You don't know, you do know that this is, that how this works is I say whatever you put in the thing, right?
I don't care what you say, just give your best British accent with the ooh voice.
That's how that works. Not fair. Not fair! That's how it works, baby! Anyway, my point is... I've never been very good with voices in general, or like... understanding or knowing like the nuances of voices. So it's harder. It's just hard for me in general to understand, but also because I'm Canadian. So the nuances of the British's accents is lost on me. And I was thinking, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because I was thinking, as far as North American accents go, there's not as much, I guess, diversity with accents, pertaining to like specific regions in like North America, especially with how much larger North America, Canada, America is than the UK. So it's just a really interesting thing to me. Also, I mean, yeah, I just bring that up because I think it's fun and kind of stupid. Also, class distinction. That's like a thing. It's like voice specific class distinction, and I was trying to think if you could do that with like North American accents, and I was like, I don't think you can do that with the accent itself. Definitely with vocabulary though, but the accent itself is a little bit harder to place. I guess if you're prone to, well then, I was gonna say if you're prone to slurring your words more, or not enunciating things, it may seem lower class, I guess. But I don't know if that's specifically an accent. I don't know how that works. I don't know what constitutes an accent or not, and I've been thinking about that. It's weird. It's weird and it's kind of strange. And it does not compute in my brain. But because I was thinking about that, I was thinking about vocabulary and specifically my vocabulary, which is like not quite, at least to me, from how I hear myself, though I know I am biased, like I'm casual and kind of way formal for no reason, but instead of being like in between, it's more like I'm on both ends of the spectrum, and it sounds funny. I think I sound kind of funny. I like it though, it's fun. Other things I think about for distinction of, yeah, I guess class distinction is really the only way. Maybe education distinction in this case. Although that is almost certainly the same thing. But would be not just vocabulary, or at least for North American accents, not just vocabulary, but like syntax. So not just diction, but syntax. And like you can tell, it's because I've been reading things, but you can tell when an author knows how to write intellectuals, or yeah, at least I can. Like you can tell because of how comfortable or uncomfortable they seem, or like their dialogue seems. And it's a very funny thing because you can have a character use big words and all that stuff, and like have them use them correctly even, and have them speak formally, and not use words like thing or stuff or like or whatever, whatever, things like that. But if you get the way, the cadence of the speech, if you get the structure of the sentences wrong, it will seem so it seems so put on, I guess. Performative isn't quite the word, but essentially it sounds like, or it'll read like someone wrote this in an attempt to sound smart but failed. I hate dialogue. I hate writing dialogue. I hate writing people having a conversation. I'd much rather write literally everything else. It's bad and it sucks and I hate it. But I always find well, yeah, like the study of language and how people speak to each other specifically, like dialectical, and also oh, there's a word I was thinking of. Can't recall what it is. Yeah, linguistic things. I always find that really interesting to talk about and to think about, even if I refuse to study it. What would I even do with a degree like that? It doesn't matter, that's not what my degree is going to be about. Or certificate. I can't recall if my program that I'm going to be doing is going to give me a degree or certificate. I think it's a degree. Might not be. I'm thinking about that right now because it's almost time for me to register for my classes. Yay! Fun thing about my program is that it has course blocks. So instead of me having to pick my courses and possibly missing out on the courses that I need, it just gives me a block of them. And then I can just be like, yep, I want this block. Thank you. Which is very nice because I remember doing or picking courses for university and not knowing it's a scam, live in the forest. My program is tree care. So I will be doing hands-on learning in the Humber Arboretum. Like, that's so, it's like I can also do my degree there, or my whatever it's called. It's also significantly cheaper than U of T was, and I'm pretty sure I was in one of the cheaper programs anyway when I was doing it. Hello, Mint. Hello. We are doing me rambling and also digging in Minecraft because this is a just chatting account. I'm a just chatting streamer. I just use background noise. Not even background noise, I just use background footage. How you doing? How you been? We got Irish here in the chat who's doing his Eng homework because he's a nerd. He does math. Is he doing math right now or is he doing coding? I'm asking you. Kira, I'm asking you. I'm not asking other people. That'd be funny if I was asking. Isn't that every streamer? Not all of them, actually. Some of them are you actually watch for their gameplay. It's weird. I've been on those streams. They're fun. Sometimes they're fun. I don't know why I'm talking like I watch streamers. The one streamer I properly watched was Small Ant. And he's like a proper gamer. He actually does games, and but he does also talk. And that is my only exposure to streaming, where like the person was an actual streamer and not a YouTuber disguised as a streamer. Halloween candy. Tiny and not as good as the real size thing. Anyway, how you doing? How's it? I've been avoiding Minecraft for no reason in particular. I think it's just because I do this thing every once in a while where I don't know if it's that I get bored of things, but it's something similar where it's like the idea of doing an activity that I've been doing becomes very unappealing to me, and I just, to the point like it's almost like anxiety inducing. I'm like, no. And especially when it's something that I've previously had lots of fun doing, or I've been doing a lot. And then I get back into it. I'm like, yeah, no, this is correct. This is what I meant to be doing. I'm digging way too low in this area. That's fine. I can move. Like, one of the things, well, sort of one of the things, not really, because it was a whole other deal. But like I've been thinking about playing the saxophone again. Not like to do it again. I've been thinking about it again. And it always happens when I'm when I crave listening to jazz music, syncopated music, because it's good, and I play this tenor saxophone, which is not a requirement for any reason. There's absolutely no requirement for jazz ensembles, but saxophone is pretty standard. And I do miss playing the saxophone just because it was fun to play. Like, jazz music was fun to play. Concert music, not so much. There was some concert music that was like exciting and actually entertaining and didn't make me feel, especially because I was a tenor part. But I wasn't even like a trombone. I was like a background tenor part. But yeah. I know speedrunner, but I like most streamers talk a lot and the keep talking like you have concert chat flow even if you have zero views. Yeah, generally that is when you start streaming, if you look up streaming advice for when you start streaming, that's generally what people say. It's like, hey, just keep talking because you want to have something going on. If you're not like even if you're playing a game and it's a lot about the gameplay, you want to have some kind of personal content there. Although I have watched people do silent playthroughs of games that were like what is it, like story, I don't know what the word is, but like where you can kind of change. So it wasn't necessarily a walkthrough, it was similar to that, but like they have their own, it's not showing everything that could happen in a game. Like you can change the events and things like that, and those were actually fun, especially when you see like the little bits of personality that the player has in the game. Like when they do stuff that is not required but is just there. It's cute. But only for very specific games where I'm like, no, I need to know exactly what happens in this game. I'm here for this game. I don't care who you are. But yeah, when I started streaming, I would just talk about nothing to no one. It is just a just chatting stream, but it is a... Oh, that is a link. Yeah, link. The thing doesn't allow links. It's okay. Can I allow that? I don't think I can allow that. In my, if I had a real mod here. Yeah, no, links aren't allowed. Sorry. I can see what it is though, so I can check that out after. Is it jazz music? I'm guessing it is because of the URL for it. But yeah, also people will suggest to start streaming with a friend. Like, to have like a friend in VC so they have someone to talk to. Which would be good advice if I had friends I could count on to show up to places. And if I wanted to talk to my friends. Which sounds bad, but I generally don't. I don't necessarily want to. I do love my friends, I do care about them, but I don't want to spend time with them. Necessarily. Strictly speaking. Sorry, Kier. I do want to spend time with you. Ooh. Jazzbot that generates music with chat. That sounds cute. I want it. I'll check that out later, yeah. Right now it's digging. and digging, because what else do I do in Minecraft? Build? No, I'd never build. I've never built anything in my life. Me and my obsessive digging. I should just, instead of like digging large pits, I really should just make like a 4x4 hole, and then just make tunnels, and tunnels and tunnels. Where do they go? Who knows? They just keep going though. Little mole tunnels. Uproot people's gardens. I've never seen a mole in real life. Yeah, I'm trying to think if that's true or not. I might be lying. I don't think it's true. I know, I do think it's true. I don't think I've seen a mole in real life. Many small rodents. I have not seen many small rodents. I've seen lots of mice and rats. Most of them have been dead. The majority of the mice and rats I've seen have been dead. I don't think that counts. Squirrels. If we want to talk about live rodents, small live rodents, it's gonna be squirrels. We have so many squirrels here. They're everywhere. In VC, I have the problem that my brain is like, it's rude to speak to chat when someone else is in VC. Yeah, I can feel like that. Although if they're there for you to stream, they should know that you're going to be talking to chat. I do have a yeah, I guess it depends, because it's like, if they're there watching the stream with you, or like on the stream with you, which is something I do with Polly, then it's like both of us would be reading chat. So it doesn't really matter. One of us is talking to chat and the other one isn't. But yeah, it can be like you're kind of ignoring them. Although my chat is usually against me hopping into VC with other people because I won't give them enough attention. They're a little possessive. Certain characters are a little possessive sometimes. Very funny of them. Kind of sweet. Like, you and another person are both streaming at the same time? Yeah, that can be... Yeah, fair enough. Usually people will, if they're having like a proper aside with chat, most people usually... Yeah, saves you, Polly. Yeah. Yeah, typically during those, I don't personally mind, but I get what you mean. Usually during those, though, if the streamer's having like a proper aside, or if you're having like a proper aside with chat, you could just like mute. Oh no, come back. Woo! Hi, Sal. What's up? I miss when I used my voice more often. Fun fact, using your voice makes it easier to use your voice. Who would have guessed? Not me, apparently. Do. Where did I get arrows? What? What are these things in my inventory? We're gonna go clear my inventory. It's funny when Sally shows up and then disappears, or like shows up and then does not talk. Hello. How do I get out of here? Bam. What? What's a wild tip? I lose track of everything that I've ever said ever, so I have no clue what you're responding to. You were late. Hello. You got a beer ad. Congrats. You get ads now, because Twitch. Anyway. No, it's because I just think it's funny because my chat thing on the stream does not show. If you use your voice helps you use your voice, yeah. Hey, I have delay. It's not your fault. I wasn't talking to you. I am talking to you some of the time though. Usually it's easier to figure out what you're saying, Sally, because you're usually the only one here. But what was I saying? What was I referring to? I'm so lost. I've been my brain's not working. And we're both pink. You are both pink, but in my in the thing you guys show up as two different types of pink, which is cute. Having a voice is overrating. I've heard your voice. Anyway, what was I saying? The channel points rewards, the token rewards don't show up on the screen, so it's just kind of funny to me because you kind of don't see when you show up by not putting anything in chat but redeeming something, it doesn't show up, and so I say hi to whoever it is and there is no proof that that person is actually there. And that's my point. That's what I was saying. I could say that to anyone at any time. There would be no proof that I'm wrong because I upload things to YouTube. I really gotta fix my organizational systems, and also trash a bunch of stuff. Trash a bunch of stuff. Oh shoot! Damn it! Dang it! Dang nabbit! Other expletives. Eh. Gaslight the viewers? I'm always in the mood to gaslight my viewers. Unbreaking? I don't need that. Oh. Although it should appear, it appears in chat, but not the chat on screen. That's what I, like, so it's not in the recording. Which means I could be lying. This is like I accuse you of being there and you're not. I'm gonna pollute the pool. Oh, wait, no, I want the gravel. Die. Where's the gravel? I always like having builds finished. I don't like building. I don't think I've ever liked building. I genuinely cannot recall what I'm digging out this space for. It's possibly a city. It's possibly a bone city. A city of bones. Yeah, but you're always lying? Yeah, see, Zinc accused me of being honest earlier. Can't believe he'd lie to me like that. Cool. I wish I could throw slime balls. Just throw them at things. Sticky. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Come here. Yeah. You never figure out what to build? Yeah. There's like things I know how to build, or no, things I know I want to build, I just don't know how to build them. Or at least I know how to build them, I just don't know the proportions of how to build them, and it's so frustrating. It's like, well, that sucks. That's not useful at all. What if I make that space in there like a mushroom based? I might do mushroom and bones. Because I like the idea that fungi is just like a really weird subcategory of living thing, that is possibly, that is not possibly, that is close to meat or flesh, but is not quite, and is also not a plant. Throw a slime ball and give slowness or immobilize for a couple of seconds, or just make them sticky. Just doesn't even have to do anything. Just make it like it makes them make the like the honey sounds. It's just like a gross feeling. They don't get they don't necessarily have to it doesn't necessarily have to have like an actual effect. I think it would just be funny. Or where it's kind of like the like snowballs now, where they don't really do anything, but it's fun. Why build when you can go mining? like the way I do it, or like proper mining, or like strip mining or something. Because I was saying that earlier, I think you weren't here, where instead of doing the large pits I dig, I should really just be digging tunnels. Just a 4x4 and just go all the way around and make them like a maze, so make them double back on themselves and stuff, just to like, if someone falls in there, they'll just be real confused. Should I do that? I think it'd be really funny. Mining in general, yeah. I like the routine. This is why I will never, but actually exploring caves, no. No. Eh. Do I have unbreaking on this? I do, okay, that's why. Because I think for so long there was just mending on this, and, oh, come on. The difference between, having Unbreaking 3 and not having Unbreaking 3 on any of your tools is so much. And it breaks so quickly when you don't have Unbreaking 3. Yeah, you know, that's the point of the enchantment. But I think I'm just used to not having mending on it. Bad thing about having the chest here is that I can't drop the seeds from up there. Good thing about having the chest there is I can put lots of seeds, a lot more seeds in at once. Trade-off. But I think the dropping the seeds from above thing is kind of funny. I always do this. Give me seeds. Give me seeds, please. Oh, I'm gonna die. Put a hopper above the chest. Put a hopper above the chest, above the hopper, above the... Damn it. All of my levels, I don't really need them as much. I would like to have another 30 so I can go enchant another diamond pickaxe. Tomorrow, Wednesday, comes out on... What? What? I don't know what that is. I do have Netflix, and I do use it sometimes. I do not know what you refer to, my friend. So I gotta eat, because I'm... Yes, a show. Okay. That's helpful and informative. Thank you. Give me wheat. I was meant to expand the farm, but I don't eat. Oh, yeah. Wednesday Adams. I barely eat anything except for steak. That's always the thing that happens, where I just eat a lot of steak. So there doesn't really seem to be a reason to expand the farm unless I do trading. And I'm severely missing the Granny SMP. I am sad. And I miss the Granny SMP. Anyway. I doubt that'll ever come back. You're always missing that SMP. I missed that build. I spent so long on that. We all miss it, yes. And I spent so long on that, and there was so much that I'd done. Can't even do it now because the I'm using significantly less bookshelves. So it's not even the same effect, even though I have like the bookshelves, because I was of course I was planning to do the bookshelves for this build while I was like digging it out and stuff. So I was preparing for a lot more hours spent just kind of what is it? I was anticipating a lot more hours spent doing, like, farming? Yeah, that's the word. That's what I was looking for. Doing farming on things, because it took so long for the Granny SMP, and because I used thousands of bookshelves. But this is probably only, like, 50 bookshelves or something like that. I think you should check how many bookshelves I've made. Remember when I can't just search them. Remember when I just have time, just go to times crafted. I've crafted the most wheat? How does that work? What am I crafting wheat? What am I making of? How do I make wheat? Bookshelves. Oh, 95. Yeah, that's not that many. Times used. How? I don't understand the statistics here. I'm so confused. How do I use wheat once? How have I not mined wheat? All of my mind stuff. I don't get this game. I don't understand. I don't remember any lore on this recipe. There was the scrap cult, but nothing else. I have not done lots of lore because I don't do lore. I mean, I guess you can craft wheat if it's in hay bales. But generally, I don't do that. So I'm confused. I'm confuzzled. Yeah, I had like a little things. There's also Sam repeatedly throwing me into the pit. And also the pit feeds and things like that. But yeah, not much of Sam because I remember. There was like lore things. It's hard to do lore. Losing to Saudi Arabia? Is that like a sports thing? Is that like a sports thing? Yeah? Is that like... I don't know sports. Sorry, I don't know sports. I'm not like a sports person. I don't like no sports. Well, yeah, I'm not even like a video game person. I don't even read. What do I do? No, seriously, what do I do? I'm not like I'm barely a person. I'm not here. I've never been here, and I don't think I will be. You write fanfic? That's not even true. That's actually a lie. I don't. Yeah. God, to write fanfic of my own things. I'd love to write fanfic of my OCs. Fun story though. Fun fact though, in order to do that, they have to exist in some capacity. But I am writing the, I had a whole epiphany. You exist? No. I had a whole epiphany about my Team Eagle Eyes, like the podcast thing, which was very fun. I don't know if you read about it or if you saw us chatting about it. Eagle Eyes nuclear bomb? What? Anyway, my point is, where did I read that? In writing club. I was talking about doing it. I didn't actually put anything there. No, I didn't write any new things. I was talking about writing it. I had an epiphany, and then I was like, oh yeah, this makes much more sense. And Mal got more backstory that's now or got a backstory change, forced a backstory change on me, that is worse for them. I don't know why they would do that to themselves, but they did. So, they're having a worse time. Well, their personality isn't different, and which tells me that no, this has always been true. I have just been refusing to look at it that way. It's always a fun thing that happens when it's like, no, this has always been correct. It's always been correct. What are you talking about? Because my characters will literally look at me and be like, this is what's correct. Do this one. I'm like, damn, okay. I'm being held hostage by my characters. Keep having revelations about Mal, but none of the other characters, because the other characters are not as important to me. To be fair, Mal is the narrator and the sole voice in the podcast, or for at least the most of it. Characters are always in charge. I've never been in charge of anything they've ever said or done, ever. They are... Yeah, they rule with an iron fist. They're funny, though. I gotta hand it to them. They are funny. Yeah, flip. What was I doing? Sit up straight? I am sitting up straight. I did that. Oh, there's curious. Doesn't tell you what they do, it just tells you what they are. I think there might be missing one. I don't know. I can't recall what commands I have. No, I think that's all of them. Join the Discord. Are you just having fun? I'm getting a new tattoo. Have I mentioned that? I'm very excited. It's on Monday. Yeah. It doesn't exist. It worked previously. Discord... Nightbot just decides it hates me sometimes. What is on Monday? I'm getting a tattoo on Monday. Yay! I'm getting inked again. It's expensive, but I was feeling bad, so I got a new I set up an appointment for Flash. Did I mention that before? I cannot recall. Anyway. Okay, cool. I can't... Again, I don't know. No, but I was talking to my mom about, writing. Yay! Yeah, I was talking to my mom about it while we were making dinner, which was fun, because I never talk about the stuff I like, or what I'm doing. And she said it sounded cool, and she listened, and it was fun. It was nice. There's not much I can... There's, like, so much... I realize... Okay, Sally. I realize that, there's, like, a lot that I'm just not going to explain in the story. I don't. Let me be clear, I don't. It's passable. Anyway, it's necessarily passable, yeah. But there's just like a lot of stuff that just happens or is just embedded in having to explain is boring. Yeah, there's a thing that I learned how to do, which is to write exposition. Just make stuff up that you can still explain things you make up. That's most of what you're doing. But my point is that I learned how to write exposition in a way that people don't that apparently does not come across as exposition. Shut your face. That people don't read as exposition. And it's really funny because, like, it's very clearly exposition to me, but people enjoy reading them. Like, that works, that's really nice. And it has nothing to do with other... I think it's because it is embedded into the parts that are not dialogue of the story, and come up when it is relevant, and does not just all get thrown on you at once. I do my very best to explain nothing to readers when I write things, which is my favorite way to write, because it's like, no, you should know this already. I don't care if you don't, move on. It's like, if you can't figure it out by now, you're doing something wrong. You weren't paying attention. But as a podcast is all dialogue, a narrative podcast's inclusive. I don't have a pronouns thing, but it is in the rules. Maybe I should have a pronouns thing. 8 ball. No. You know what the commands are. What was I saying? Oh. Anyway, because a narrative podcast is all dialogue, I have to figure out how to write exposition without it feeling as much as they should. Yeah, but like, Is it more work for me? The goal the goal for me with pronouns is to not have them spoken in my vicinity or written in my vicinity. Mostly written in my vicinity. Speaking is a lot easier for me to forget. It's just like, don't. Is mainly the point. My brain is... So I have to figure out how to write dialogue exposition in a way that doesn't feel like exposition, but is very clearly and very purposefully exposition. Especially because the way that I'm writing, or the way that the thing works, the way that I have it set up, the podcast set up, it's going to be almost exclusively exposition. I think by the technical term of what exposition is, but because I can't really show, I have to tell everything, right? So I can't really show. I can have half of a conversation, but I think it should be fine. The part I'm more concerned about is reading it, reading it out loud. I was actually looking through the script of it or the partial script that I'd written, and I realized that I'd fully changed, apparently between the first and second time I started writing it, I had fully changed what the one of the series of events that happens that's pretty important to the part of the story I'm writing, which is not good and not useful, because now there's two halves of the stories that are about the same topic, so it's not like I can reuse it, but are about different versions of the same thing, which can be cool, except not in this case, and it doesn't make sense, and I have to rewrite that. There's like a whole thing I could be writing about. There's probably, at least in the I guess it'd be like the intro of the story, there's like 5 ish minutes of dialogue that I could just get done, and then I'd have to figure out something else to write about, but that's fine, I can do that later. But this is dumb. It's dumb. I think I want to do like the 15-20 minute long episodes for it, but I also think realistically it'd be very funny if I just did like not even full like not realistically it'd be funny. I think it'd just be funny if I did ones that were like not even like 5 minutes long episodes. I just did like super short episodes. Quote unquote episodes. I think it'd be really dumb. Especially if it's like a weekly thing, and then sometimes there are some weeks where the clip is like 2 minutes long. But I'd want to keep it around at least 15 minutes. Isn't longer better? Not necessarily. Not for the format I'm doing. It doesn't make quite as much sense. I would like... It's also like harder on me because then I'd have to read them. Of course, I can edit things together. But I'm good enough to do that, so it doesn't sound stupid. Great question. More than that, I would also have to have a longer narrative. I guess it doesn't have to be continuous, considering what's happening. Like, there can be cuts and there can be time skips and things like that. But it's not gonna be... I can't do, like, an hour-long episode. Maybe I could under special circumstances, but I'd be more likely to do 2 half-hour episodes in that case, or 3 20-minute episodes. I could. Yeah, I definitely could. Just write an entire story and just read that out. And there are there are world building, like non-narrative, or I guess narrative adjacent. They're world building but non-narrative things that I want to include. But in order to do that, I'd have to write those, and those are like a whole separate thing. I think it'd be fun. But I'd have to write them, which is the problem. It's like, don't you? So yeah, you never create something and you have to create it. It always holds me back. But yeah, I have to like properly sit down and write things out in order to get them finished. And also figure out how to... Because if it's gonna be a podcast, it's gotta be recorded. So I gotta figure out how to make the sounds I want to make. And also editing. Damn you. Okay, fine. I'm gonna finish this row, and then I'll do the stretch. Put character in place. What was I saying? What was I saying? I was saying something. What was I saying? I was saying something. What was I saying? You can use sound effects? Yeah, no. The biggest reason why editing videos is difficult is because... Well, actually, there are 2 reasons. First is finding the parts that I want to put in there. Actually, no, okay. I'm not going to say the amount of reasons, but there are a few reasons that editing videos is difficult for me, and it's because there is a lot of footage for me to go through. Even if I just choose one stream, there's a lot of footage for me to have to go through, because I stream... Usually the minimum streaming time is about 2 hours, and that's a lot to go through if I'm making like a 20-minute video. But sometimes, especially with the streams that are more exciting, they're like 3 hours or more. So it's a lot to go through, and it takes a long time to cut that together, especially if I don't know what I'm looking at. The second part, or yeah, one of the other parts is not knowing what to cut together. I think I literally just touched on that. But yeah, not knowing what to put together, because some of it is not interesting. Some of it is boring. And sometimes I leave in the boring parts because they make the interesting parts more fun. But sometimes they don't. And then you have to figure out how that works. And then the subtitling, which is the worst one. Define boring, just stuff I don't want to put in there. Like, I just don't, there's like nothing going on, and it's not, I don't find it interesting. I have to like it in order for it to work. I will stretch in a second. I have to finish this or else I will never talk about this again because I will forget. And then the subtitling takes forever. It is literally, it takes so long, and it is so, it's not hard, it's just time intensive, and it's boring, and I'd rather be doing other things. In doing a narrative, yeah, like doing a narrative thing that I'd be editing, it'd be a lot easier for me to edit because I'd be a lot more engaged, and also the content, there'd be a lot less content, and also it's just audio, so there's no visual aspect that I also have to do. Okay, then record. Yes, I know, but I have to write it first. I got it. I'm trying. Leave me alone. I will be back. We'll continue this conversation. Yes, I know. Shush you. Shush. I will be back. I have returned. Okay. Yeah, there we go. But yeah. I do plan to write it. I do plan to... It'll be an easier thing. Hello? Did I scare you? Yay! Good. You deserve it. But yeah, there's like a lot that... Have you so loud? That's on you, baby boy. Baby girl. Baby. Baby with an E. Not like... I guess baby with an E could mean several things. Ah, I have to get another emoji. Damn. Anyway. My... And there are a lot of things that I have to figure out if I want to actually make the thing a thing. Other I've been talking about it and I just keep forgetting to do it. To ask for one. What kind of an emote would be, in your opinion, useful or desirable? Because you are the one who uses it for the most part. Anyway, it's fine. It's talk about it later. What am I looking for? Axe. I need an axe. Useful and desirable. What would you want? What is something that would appeal to you as a consumer of my content? Yeah, that's what I need. That's not what I want next. Anyway, what was I saying? My brain's going God, I'm struggling here. Help. Oh, the problem is, although I'm fine with being the voice of my thing, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. I don't mind too much. I still have to figure out like the tone. There's still like direction, and I will be the writer and director and the voice actor. Like, I have to do all some myself, so I have to figure that out by myself. And it's not like I can just read it as me, because though the character sounds like me, obviously, and is in a lot of ways very similar to me, they aren't exactly like me. There is like notable differences that I know of that I have to try to convey, and it's hard. What is tone exactly? I already struggle for things to come across in my own voice, let alone having to think about it and not actually having words. I need it to sound not necessarily like I'm reading things off the paper, which I think I'm typically pretty good at. And at least when I'm doing the storytelling improv, because I will improvise the parts of the story, when I do that, it actually sounds more written than when I write things out, because I write things out with purposefully colloquialized language, so it sounds less like I'm scripted. Some of them are on the Discord. I can't use any of those on the Discord. for emotes. But like, do you just want more reactions? Is that what it is? Because I can get that. That's no problem. Or maybe I could just ask Kuso. My point being, well, first of all, I've been so stuffy, and I know I typically sound nasally, but this is just annoying. It also makes it hard to breathe. Reactions are funny. We can, well, we'll ask Kuso what they think. God, it's hard to breathe. What did I say? What was it? So glad I'll be scripting what I'm writing because, or what needs to be said, because it's hard to think when you're oxygen deprived. What is my brand? Like, I don't know. Isn't oxygen everywhere? Yeah, but if I can't get into my body... that is the problem. Anyway... the voice... quite... like, the literal voice and the voicing... or maybe I should make that point the opposite way. The voicing and the voice of the character... are things I'm going to struggle with. I made this character so close to myself, but not me. Not quite. Just like slightly off, and it's just like... and now I get to suffer for it. So that's on me. That's on me as a person. Yeah. My biggest fear is that I'm gonna hate it. Like, personally, I'm not gonna like it, and that's gonna suck. Or that'll suck if it's true, if it happens. I don't think I'll dislike the actual story. I'm just scared that I will dislike my reading and my voice and having to listen to myself talk. But I can... it's a lot easier because I can manufacture a lot of things. I don't think I'll be doing a voice for it, but... yeah, there's like an aspect of... I have to figure out how to do commentary that does not sound like it's been scripted. Or, yeah, say things. I have recorded part of it, and I have listened back, and I don't mind it that much. I also have to figure out how to record it in a way that doesn't sound weird, and think of something to put in the background, because I don't have music. I also don't think music would be appropriate for the thing, because of narrative reasons. I think it will be a lot easier once I have something down. I might do a day dedicated to just writing, bits of the story. Or, like, the narrative adjacent bits of the story out, just because those aren't, I don't have to necessarily plan those in advance. I think it'll be a fun project regardless. But yeah, I have like I wrote out a whole new thing in my notebook, and I also have like story arcs. They're not, I guess they are the planned story arcs. They're the ones that this story has always had, or at least story plot lines. Yeah, I guess we'll say story plot lines, or just plot lines. They're the ones that have always been there. But I've written them down in a section so I can keep them all together, and I'm trying to think of more ones Because though it is going to be relatively episodic, there's gotta be something connecting everything. And I would like to have an idea of what that is. I've been thinking I have to like go back and actually read through the notes I have, because there's a lot of stuff I just don't remember, or at least I don't actively remember. But a lot of it has like changed or like shifted slightly, or yeah, has shifted slightly, and the actual notes I have are like either outdated or just not really relevant to the parts that I'm writing. I told my mom about the trees as predators, and she said the idea was really cool. And also it would be a terrifying way to die, being smothered by trees, which is the point. And then she asked about other things, and I was like, well, there's not really other creatures. And then I realized that I don't have a lot of creatures. I have to come up with creatures, guys. I could always steal creatures, or steal things that are similar to other creatures. Which would be completely logical. It'd be logical on my part, because there are some creatures that like every culture just has, or not every culture, but most cultures have something similar, like furries. My original point was going to be like wolf people, wolfen, but in honesty, I think I do genuinely just mean like people or humanoids that are either like animal adjacent or no, animal adjacent. But I don't mean I don't necessarily mean that. It could also be like sprites or fairies or wisps or like small creatures of magic, elves or dwarves or other small creatures of magic that are a little bit more human, or like a little bit closer to human. There is spirits of mischief and things like that, spirits of water, nature, and like various parts of nature and things like that. Or I can take the approach of the tree thing and just like make a thing mean. Or go more plants. Snack break. I have Smarties, which are like chocolates. Woo!
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Asked Dumbledore calmly.
Not a good ooh voice, but I'm not trying it again. I was also eating, so that's also why. And also,
I don't want to.
I stream on opposite day, and I speak my ooh voice the entire time. And if you redeem ooh voice, I have to speak in my normal voice. Funny stream. Down a goal. Oh, complete ooh voice stream. At least an hour and a half. And at least some version of version. And at least some version of the ooh voice. Or just or it's an entire stream where I have to speak in a different voice for my own. I can do accents if I have them. Although that might be cheating if sub goal, no. Nah. I'd make you do it, yeah, and then you'd suffer through it. It's like you just don't show up to that one. It'll be so funny. I could also just do it at any point in time. I don't even have to, it doesn't even have to be a goal for anything. I could just start, and then you wouldn't be able to make me stop. The accents I would be here, yeah. I have maybe 3 accents I can do that aren't my own. Well, it depends on what you consider an accent, because I can do... I would report your stream? For what? No, I could do... Because I can do, like... I guess, yeah, like the Valley Girl accent and, Southern accent. I can't... I think I... Hi, Kuso. Oh my god. British now. No. I'm not British. Yes, do British. I could maybe do a British accent. It's not good. I have that weird Irish accent that came out of I have no clue where that came from. I think it was just from me literally thinking about it, because I have not been listening to anyone speak with an Irish accent. Although, no, I had it from before. It's just become a lot more forefront. There are, like, certain accents that, oh yeah, I do for purposes of, like, hey, I'm gonna do a good British accent. Yeah, me neither. Irish accents are funny, yes. I had it before for the purposes of possibly D&D, and then I never used it, because I got embarrassed and afraid. Nothing. Oh my god. British. British. Anyway, like I can do the Southern and the Valley Girl accent, and I don't mind those, and I can sort of do the voice consistently. But I feel like I kind of fall into those ones so easily, and especially when I'm speaking normally, that sometimes it's like, well, is that even different from my own voice sometimes? Because sometimes the Southern accent is just like, is that just how I talk sometimes? Am I just occasionally Southern? I have no control over my voice most of the time, and I don't know what I sound like, so it's difficult for me to do accents. Also, general British accent. We were talking about this earlier because I was saying how it is so regional specific, the accents in the United Kingdom, that you can, like, tell where a person is from by what their accent is, and it's like, you cannot do that here. Yeah, there's one. I know where one is. Or at least I should know where one is. Possibly. But yeah, there's, like, it's so regional specific that it's fine. That you can tell where a person is from based on, or where they grew up based on what their accent is. And you can tell, like, their socioeconomic status by their accent as well. Make an XP farm? Yeah, whatever. But my point is, you wouldn't really be able to do that in, North America. Burn the scrap church? I can't do that. That's cheating. Yeah, you won't be able to really do that in North America. You can probably point out regions, like general regions, but, like, in the Britishisms, apparently you can do, like, specific, specific, like, counties and things like that, which is absurd to me. It's very funny. Northerners suck. Northerners from where? North America is lame? Sorry? But yeah, like, also, Britain is so small. The UK in general is so small, so tiny. Like, a regional accent here is like the entire country. Let's see if I remember where things are. Cause, like, Rome? What? I've been to Rome. Rome's nice. Like, I don't know if you'd be able to tell the... You might not even be able to tell the country I'm from, because I am Americanized, but also just because it's like the Northern American accent. It's pretty consistent. You might not even be able to tell if I'm Canadian or not. You might be able to tell because of the word choice I have. Get rid of my torches. Why? Why would I do that? Weird, okay. You are clearly French? Literally, no. No, it's gonna hurt me if I do it. Might as well, it's fine. But yeah, like, you wouldn't be able to tell regional, like area based on the way I speak necessarily. I don't even know if you'd be able to tell the difference between like West, like if me and someone from Vancouver were talking, I don't know if you'd be able to tell the difference. It's just like rich, yeah, generally very urban Canadian city. You might be able to tell. I don't know if you'd be able to tell anything else. Do Canadian... I meant your mom... At your mob grinder, but I'm wrong? I'm sorry, Kuso. I didn't know what you're talking about. Canadians do have accents. There are stronger Canadian-specific accents. You'll usually find those in the more... Like, you'll tend to hear those more in the more rural. I don't know if that's on me, because I have trouble saying words myself because my mouth doesn't listen to me, or if that's on my accent, like horror, rural, R's, or if it's just an R, if it's just the North American accent R. Because it's just a hard sound to make. It's just an unnecessarily difficult way to say R. in our horror. I don't know where the thing is, and I cannot recall. You hitting a specific rural? Me hating a specific place in Canada? Yeah, me hitting Quebecois. Oh, I'm getting attacked. It's Quebec. Yes, that's the that's it's sort of like how I have an instinct of like a gut punch instinct to be against trumpets. That's how I don't even actually dislike French people, Quebecois, or whatever. It really does not matter to me. It's like it's an instinctual thing. It's really stupid. It's like immediately my brain goes, oh god. Also against Fahrenheit. Like, I genuinely don't really care if you use Fahrenheit or not. The majority of the world will use using Celsius, but like, it is a gut punch instinct that has me being mean. Fahrenheit is so lame. It is pretty lame. People are like, oh, it's to the human experience, and it's like, no, it's not, or else it would end at 100 all the time. It's one specific place for maybe a couple of humans. I can't. Oh wait. Yeah, it's one specific place for maybe a couple of humans. And their specific experience for how temperature and stuff is. And it's really weird to mean every time? No, not every time, just a lot of the times. Because I was trained to not be mean, and that made me, like, have to stop my mean reactions, and I'm just naturally a kind of a mean person. Am I going backwards? We'll find out. No, I was going the correct way. Trained, I was raised as a Asian female. Oh, this is not the right place. Where am I? Please. Can you die, please? Jesus. Oh, there it is. I have made the joke before, though, that I am actually just, internally a white man. Which would be funnier if it wasn't kind of true. If I wasn't actually just kind of like that. What? Where am I? Where is my things? I'm lost. I'm so very lost. Where am I? Oh. Oh, yeah, I did go backwards. I have the sense of I have a terrible sense of direction. If you ever get lost with me, we're staying lost. The fact that I remember where this tunnel is at all is strange and unnerving, but is a testament to how close it is to my base. Whee! Is it that one? It could be that one. I think it is that one. Get through. Kuso, are you still there? Kuso Wuso. So Wuso, are you still there? My pants! Yeah? Did you do your drawing? Okay, this is my mic stand is broken. Oh no, it's not. It's just not attached to my... It's not been attached to my desk. 1 second. Let me fix it. Yes, I did. Do I get to know what it was? Or... Sorry, the audio is gonna be weird for a little bit as I try to fix my mic stand. Yeah, you guys can just lay down to my desk. Came out mid, but you didn't need to work hard on it anyway. What was it? I want to know what it is, cause I am nosy. Oh, it's Aileron. Is that how you spell it? I think there were more I's in it. I have no clue how to spell his name. Speaking of drawing, drawing for people. Woo! It's the white person version. Yeah, fair enough. I still think you would have more eyes in it, even if that's true. Kuso, I need to talk to you about commissioning another emote. That might actually be more Uwu voice than what I've been doing the past few times. That's fine. You don't come here for accuracy, you come here to watch me be a fool. Why are you broken? Why aren't you working for me? Do what I ask. Thank you. Jesus. Alarian. My mic stand is... No! My microphone! Stop it. Stop doing that. This is a mess. Help. There we go. Okay. That should be no longer falling over. How I didn't notice that it was moving around, I'm not sure. Ouch. That feels like a god name. It's a D&D name. Haha. So close enough. Anyway, Kusawuso, we need to discuss things. Cause I don't know if you heard that. I would like to ask for another emote, please. A pop filter. Yeah, but then I couldn't charge up my this thing. Praise the sun. I will just I'll just die. How about that? What if I just died? Yes, my pickaxe. Anyway, Kusawuso, we need to talk about stuff. If I could commission you again for an emote, if you're available. Are you available for an emote commission? For me to ask for favor? That's such a stupid. Damn you the details, okay. If I will remember to. I don't know if I will remember to, because I'm a forgetful boy. I'm a forgetful person. I am very forgetful. I'm very forgetful. And that voice is actually really easy to do. And it sounds really dumb. This is hell? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, however. I'm so sorry that you think that this is not a good thing. There has to be a more efficient way for this farm, but not in this version of it.
Sullivan, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you don't like the voice. I'm sorry that it's making you feel bad. I can try better next time. I'm sorry about it. I don't know what is wrong with the voice.
Don't use my name. No, stay. I swear to God. I swear to God, Bert, if you keep using that voice. Will you put a curse on me? What if I just... That should be the Uwu voice. That's so much worse than what I was doing before. If I can combine the two. Noms. Yes, this is worse. Congrats! You should do that. Nice, okay. There's another... There are other voices that I've found that I'm able to do. Now I can just find if I can... My brain is made of cheese. French accent? No, I mean, like, voices, not accents. For a while I had this, like announcer voice. Or, like, PSA announcement. What type of cheese? Swiss cheese. Holy. Any like... Sorry, my brain is full of worms. They do not give anything but the slow, like the low sound of wriggling. That's it. That's all I get from them. They just make the wriggling sound and it's not helpful for anyone involved. It just takes up a lot of brain energy. Jesus. That's not one of the, no, it was like automated, like robotic voice type. Why, you probably could. I don't know, does that give you, will that give you experience if you do that? I just need it for the experience. I don't know if I can do the Animal Crossing voice. It does? That's literally so much more work than I need. Cause streamer is not smart. I'm a work harder, not smarter kind of guy. Hi. Hi. I've released them. I'm just gonna, let me, yeah, see, no, that's why. I just died, damn it! They have escaped captivity. Ah! Well, now I have to find my way back. Someone lets me talk, and it's just so unfortunate. Someone has gifted me with the ability to speak, and it's so unfortunate. Now I have to go back for it. It's an unfortunate situation here, you see. But yeah, I had an announcer voice, which just that one was a lot harder to keep going, and especially if I was talking out of my own brain. Congrats, Sally. Especially if I was talking out of my own brain, because a single cheer for the troubles, thanks, baby. Because part of the thing is what with the announcer voice is a constant constant speech. So I couldn't exactly do it if I didn't know what I was saying next, and though sometimes I can be relatively fluid with my speech, I have my particular cadences does not work for that voice when I'm speaking. I can do it when I read things though, and I've done that before, and that was a fun thing to do. I don't recall how to do it. Yay! I don't remember how to do the thing. Oh look, it's my boat. Yeah. Come back here. Yeah. If my stuff has died, I will cry. I'll cry externally and internally. Oh, it's all of my things. Well, I could go back in and get a bunch of experience. Do I want to do that, or do I just want to go back to mining? Die? No. What if I did like a word of the day command? Or not, I guess not word of the day, but like command of the day, where it's just, it is a random word, and if you guess what the word is and like you put it in the command, I just end stream. Command of the day. It's like I get a random word generator, and if you guess what it is before I'll just end stream. Like it'll tell you what the word is. The command will be, it'll tell you what the word is, and it'll give you like it in a sentence or something, or like it'll define the word and say, now the stream ends. That'd be really funny. Should I do that? That's so much work. I'd have to do that before every stream. Anyway, here I'm here, Kuzo. I'm here to stress you out because I hate you. No, not again. Listen, go, Freddy Fazbear. No, it'd be words, not it would not be proper nouns. We do wordscape rules here. William Afton? And then I'd have to, like, specify... Well, I guess it would be, yeah, any... Yeah, not proper nouns. Nouns and verbs and things like that. That. Again, it wouldn't be... It could be anything, too. Also, not... Oh, my boots. Also not a noun. An improper noun. Okay, so... Okay, wait. I do need to ask. What do you call... A noun is a person, place, or thing. Except in this case... And in this case, and a proper noun is a very specific... person, place, or thing. Spatchcock. What? No. Okay, I need to ask you. This G is a... Okay, that's the question. I want to know. Like, the W here, the G, EXP, F, all of item, F here. Yeah, those are all what? I just want to know, because I've heard a few of them, and I just want to know what people call them. Consonant? No. No. It's a G. It's all of the letters in item, all of the letters in EXP, W, and then the F. No. It's the letter when it's bigger. I want to know what you call that when the letter is bigger. When it's a bigger letter. Capital letters? Okay, so you say capital. Big boy letters? Sure. No, because I've heard capital and uppercase. And then opposed to that is the smaller ones, so lowercase. But I've also heard people call them common letters. Hard letter question mark? No. When it's a bigger letter. I just need to know if y'all call it low friggin' common. Cause that my brain's confused by that. It was a joke? What? I don't know what you're referring to. Gold weapons break so easily. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Upper class letters. I need one more level. I store nothing in my chest, right? I'm just gonna steal this. No one's gonna notice. It's fine. It's fine. No one will notice. Woo! No one's gonna notice. It's fine. Lower class levels. All servers are dead. So quickly after I'm on them. I think I'm a curse. Anyway, let's go back. I would like to see what enchantments I can get on another. As long as I don't die, I can see what enchantments I can get on another peacocks. On this, is that still open? Is that open and alive? Because I have not been on there. Don't start. I'm not doing this. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm not doing this. pickaxe. Jesus. How which way was I headed? If you had a shield, I will take off the armor. I swear to God, Kuso. I will make it easier for me to die. I will have to do that all over again. Do not test me on this. You should invite me to play Minecraft on the server with you. Not because we'll be playing together, but... Not because we'll be playing... Sorry, I'm getting... confused. Not because we'll be playing together, but because we can play on the same server in VC together. And possibly talk. And pretend we're playing together. You know? I'm already missing my shoes and my hat. We can pretend that we're hanging out. I still might not show up, or not be on VC, but I can try. And maybe I'll dig a hole. Maybe you can trap me with the promises of I get to dig lots of holes in the ground. Maybe I'll do tunneling. Ooh. Now, where do I live? You will most definitely dig a hole. I know. I live in my own head, Sally. I know. Ha ha ha, you want me dead? Ugh. I can make another pickaxe, and then I can also make an axe. These are things I will do. I misclick and accidentally make, a diamond hoe. Not useful, yay! Well, now I have to figure out how to get to a, an enchant table. Hey, look, it's me! That's my brand. What if I died now? Haha. What if you stream Pokemon? I'm genuinely not really into Pokemon. I know lots of people are, and it's cute, and I like some of the mons, but I don't like playing video games most of the time. We all know this. I don't like video games. There's too much planning and strategy in Pokemon for me to, like, dead brain. I don't know if you've noticed this in the game, in the type of games that I play. Is there? Maybe. Eh. Eh. I know there. No, not here. You did struggle with Moncage, yeah. That's partially because my clickies were gone. We're wrong. We're not good. Bad. We're bad. They were bad. They were mean. No, but yeah, my mouse is really old and not good. And it double clicks and does not respond to me. I have a that happens a lot to me. My technology does not respond to me. Like my, oh yeah, here it is. My, what's it called? My touchscreens don't like me sometimes and will not respond as if I have fingers. then you'll like leak? No. Ah, right. Lapis lazuli. I will steal lapis from here and then give one back, but I think it might just be easier to get my own. I forget to make lapis lazuli. I think I'm still used to the time when enchanting did not take lapis, which was so long ago and is a weird thing to say, considering I did not really play Minecraft before I started playing Minecraft in 2021. But when I did play Minecraft, it was like old school Minecraft. Like a long time ago. Is this the way to my house? Yes. Yeah, there are things that I remember not having, or I remember being introduced into Minecraft. I didn't play Minecraft at that time because I didn't have it. Nor did I have a laptop to play it on, or a computer of any sort. Now, the question becomes, where, oh where did I put the lapis? Is it in here? That makes sense. Yeah, it is. Let's go. I love having chaotic organizational systems, because it creates a lot of confusion for me and also makes things not useful. I don't think I've ever had an organizational system that made sense and I used. I think in actually no, in my solo world that I refuse to go back to apparently, I have an organizational system there. That is actually, that does make things easier to find, and it yeah, it was organized and it had like signs so you could figure out what was in each chest. Except I don't play that world. Maybe it's because I have the organizational system. No. Enchant, enchant, enchant. Give me an enchant. Efficiency 4. Hopefully give me something else as well. Ooh. Fortune. Okay, so this is gonna be, because I wanted Silk Touch on one of my pickaxes. So this one's gonna have to be the Silk Touch one. And now I have to put mending on it. Do. I know I said mindless digging, and I've been doing things other than mindless digging. However, you must allow me to lie to you. I'm part of Liar Gang. OMG, Kuso, do you think our duo name would be Liar Duo? Duo names are so funny to me. Just use ship names, God. Yeah, just jump off. Unbreaking 3. I have Unbreaking... Yeah, I have Unbreaking 3 enough. I need the mending book. Nope, wrong one. Stretch time? I don't know about that. Hi. Okay. Fine. 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 Boy, 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 boy. Yeah, fair enough. I'm dumb. I didn't even check. That was so avoidable, too. And now I'm back to 7 experience levels. As it should be. I can't be allowed to have a lot of levels, or else I might think that I'm better. Or something. Here, we'll sit here. I think if I was to do the guess a word and stream command, I'd have to get I'd give like a clue as to what it is just by probably just by the amount of letters in the word. Because I think if I just say any word, any length, there'd be too many words and then we'd never get it used. And I think it's funny if it does get used for if there is the chance, always the chance that it would get used, because I think that's a very funny thing. Would you not agree? A clue every half hour? If I can think of clues, I might do that. Like, give you the first letter of the word. And I just have to end stream. As soon as I That's so funny. That's such a stupid idea. Or I can do like a... Or every hour if the word is easy. I can do a redeem. I can, or something. Or it's like a donation. It's like, yeah, if you want the word, or if you want help with the word, you can pay me for it. That'd be funny. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Ouch. Make it a donation? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it'll be funnier. Yeah. I'll have another, I'll have a command that is just like end stream, and then I'll tell you, well, if you want to end stream, you have to guess the word. If you would like a hint, donate. Or something like that. Because I think that'd be funny. I think though, like standard, I would give like the number of letters. What is that? Oh no. I think I'd still give the amount of the number of letters, because I think it'd be okay. First a half hour in. I was gonna do it just in the end stream redeem. Because if I have to replace the word anyway, might as well change that as well. Hey. Or I could just leave it and then be like, yeah, guess. Guess for me. Maybe someone will get lucky and like the first thing it's kind of like Wordle. Maybe someone will get lucky and the first thing they put in is the correct word, and then I just don't stream that night. I feel like there should be a prize. I guess the prize is me not streaming. If you really don't like my content, but then you won't stream, I'll still stream. But if you do, I will end the stream if you get the word right. That's the deal. That's on you if you don't like it. 1 slot, 2 slot. Okay. If the person gets lucky, yeah. But yeah, maybe I should have like another incentive. If you get the word right, maybe it'll get like, depending on how impressive I think guessing the word is, I'll give prizes out. It's like there's a possibility of a prize, like a free redeem of something or something like that. I don't know. It's just something dumb, something little. Or maybe I'll be like, yeah, you get to pick if I start stream an hour earlier or an hour later. Something like that. Nothing too specific. And if no one guesses the word in the stream before I end, then I just leave it. Yeah, okay, yeah. End stream or a prize. That would probably be better. But yeah, like yeah, end stream or a prize I think is pretty good. And yeah, if it and words will get not recycled, but if they don't get guessed, then that stays the word until next time. So the clues will stay, but I won't keep record of the clues. So if anyone wants to use it, then they have to keep record of the clues themselves. Which means I might repeat clues. Curious. But I think that's a fun option. That's a fun thing. I just have to make sure that Nightbot is working. What if I have end stream as a redeem and it just tells you information? That'd be really funny. I think. It's a channel points redeem. It's like end stream, and it's a certain amount, and it's like really low, and then people redeem it. I'm like, oh, actually, I think it's funnier as a command though. I'll just have it as a command. It's fine. Negotiate. What if we also do like a scoreboard? A redeem would be better. Like, no, but like just for the information of it. Maybe I'll do a redeem for the number of letters. Yeah, I think a scoreboard would be funny. It's like how many times a person has guessed the word. I might do a redeem for the number of letters so I can just plug that in. And it's not just free, like you'd have to pay for that, but then for all the other hints you actually have to pay money. Yeah. Usually I have my humidifier on because it gets super dry in the winter. because of the heat. The heater's on, and also just it gets dry in the winter. But my humidifier is empty right now, and I'm too lazy to go refill it. Okay, I'll put that. I'm gonna put that in my notes just so I don't. You thought use redacted command. That's funny. Yeah. I don't think that would be what I would do. I think I would have. I would just have the I would have it like you still have to guess the word, but the redeem is like the amount of letters in it still. So I'm gonna write that down. That was loud, jeez. End stream redeem donos equal clues redeem tokens for letters. Hopefully I'll remember what that means. I think that's such a funny idea though. Please let me eat, God. Just use my ouch. Just use my touchpad. Touchpad? Yes, touchpad. Instead of my mouse, because my mouse is broken. But yeah, my God, can I go straight up? But yes, I would do the scoreboard. I think the scoreboard would be fun. And it's not like and it is stream related, so I think it'll probably be a lot more active than some of the other things. Should I put, if I do the scoreboard, should I put the scoreboard on Discord or should I put the scoreboard on Twitch? Because I can put like a panel with the scoreboard. It would be me doing it manually, but both? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Boop. Or maybe just Discord. Encourage people. It's like, hey, if you want to see the scores, you have to join Discord. It's like, hey, join the Discord. Hang out with us. God damn it. Join. Show up. God. That would be kind of funny. Ooh, it'll be in the negatives tomorrow. Chilly. Maybe I'll go on a walk. Maybe I'll go to the river. Maybe I'll sit down and just stay out there. Why did you lose all of your... Why are all of your things gone? Where are your badges, sir? Ma'am, where are your badges? Where did your badges go? Who are you? Who are you? What is happening? Did you get cursed by a witch of some sort? Where? Your badges aren't even here. I'm looking at your account details. Your badges aren't even here. What? What did you do? Why did they disappear for like... You refreshed. That's so weird. That's so funny. Sally's disappearing badges. Twitch bugged. I've been playing, I didn't even notice until you mentioned it. Yeah. I've been playing mobile games because they're a fun way to not do anything. And also because I was doing research, and by research I mean I was listening to podcasts, narrative podcasts. And when doing that, I can't like read what mobile games. That's what I'm getting to. Woo! That's what I'm getting to. Come on, brain, work for me. Yeah, no, because during narrative podcasts, I cannot read and, like, do lots of, if I'm not doing small task, I can't, unless I'm doing a small task, I can't really do anything, and I don't have an art thing that I want to do right now. I want to get back into whittling, but unfortunately, I don't like doing things I enjoy. You can hear my voice. Damn it. I do not enjoy enjoying things. And so I've been playing mobile games. 2 mobile games specifically to pass the time. And one is Wordscapes, where it's like a circle and it has a bunch of letters in it, and what you do is you have to make words with the letters, and it's fun. And then the other one is one where there's like trees and there are pipes with water sources, and you have to like move the pipes so that it gets the so the water gets to all the trees and makes them grow, and those are fun. The word one is much more frustrating. Sure, yeah. The word one is much more frustrating. But the pipes one, I feel like hatred when I play that one for too long sometimes. I still enjoy playing it, but I will genuinely feel like angry at the game. Like, why am I playing this? This is terrible and I hate this game. Which is when I know I have to stop and do something else for a little bit. It's a really funny reaction. And it's not even like when I'm not getting the or like solving the puzzle. It's when I'm like repeatedly when I'm repeating the puzzle, like when I'm doing the puzzles well and I'm doing consistently, but they feel bad because there's hello mint. Sometimes the puzzles will have like the water source will have 3 like exit spouts, whatever. So there, no matter what you do, no matter where it is, there will always be one of the pipes, or yeah, one of the directions it goes will be filled up, and I like to like fill it at the end instead of having the water go through while I'm solving the puzzle, just because I cannot see what I'm doing if the water's through, because it's in like, it's not watercolored, it is like bright colors. It's like pink or green or blue or red, and it's like, it is hard to look at. So I tried to do it at the end, and with the three exits, I can't do that, and it's really annoying. So yeah, then it doesn't feel good, and it makes me angry. I'm playing a lot of Wordscapes. Cause especially in the last few days, especially in the last week or so, because I just finished the Magnus Archives. I finished the Magnus Archives. That's what I wanted to say. I finished it a couple of days ago. It's very good. It's very fun. I like it. There are some parts of it that leave a little bit to be desired, but it made me really want to write my own podcast. Yes, is the ramen tasty? Actually, is your food good? Don't spoil. I won't. I enjoyed it though. I like the characters, and I think that's the most important part for me, at least. I'm very character driven, which is why the things I write are the way that they are. I'm very character driven. My favorite parts were the parts where the characters were speaking their own, or saying their own things, or in which statements are a communication or a form of communication to one of the characters who were saying the things or things like that. Like those were my favorite parts of the episodes, and I just kind of I wish there was more of that there. I know why there wasn't, and I know why those are my favorite parts, and part of it is that there wasn't as much of that, but I think I just would have I did sit up straight. I think I would have just liked more of that stuff. I think that was fun. There's also like the live show readings, which are basically, I think, at the live panel, they probably did like questions as well, but the readings of the live show were the first two statements given, and then there were like, it was like 20 seconds in total during that whole hour-long recording of new content, of like quote-unquote behind-the-scenes content to like of what happened that first day that they were doing like the archiving, and I was so happy. It was so like it made me so excited because I really like the characters, and it was just like, yes, more of this. But that is literally all that happened. Do I ship any of my characters? Yeah, they have relationships. Whether or not I will make that convincing in a way that other people ship is questionable, but they do have relationships and they are in love in my head. But that is to be determined if I can pull that off. If I can't pull it off, or it turns out while I'm writing that it's just like, oh no, these characters actually happen to be in love instead, then I will go with it. Because the characters in my head and the characters that I write are probably going to be different characters anyway. One thing about the Magnus Archives, though, if you do binge it, it is a lot shorter. At least if you binge it the way that I did, because I binged the entire. I did as much as I could and as few sittings as possible, which was a mistake because it's a week, or it was a weekly podcast, so a lot of the what gives it the feeling of being, how do I phrase this? It was a weekly podcast, and the episodes are only about half an hour long. So a lot of what gave it the expansiveness that it seems to have, like, it's actually pretty quick to get through. Although my definitions might be a little bit off because of the way I consume media. Half an hour, yeah, it's about for canon episodes, it's about 200 episodes. Or no, it is 200 episodes for canon content. With about between 20 and 30 minutes per episode, approximately. Usually on the lower side, just because there are ads at the beginning of the episodes. Depending on where you're listening. I listen to it through Spotify just so I could turn my phone off. Yeah, it's like the episode of a show. It's about 20 something minutes. But yeah, part of what gave it the length of the I'm sitting up that it had, and part of the reason that people enjoyed the characters the way that they did, was because there was that space between the episodes, so the people listening could become acquainted through their own, like, they have to sit on the episodes. I was zooming through them, so characters went by really quickly, and really the only characters I got attached to I really got attached to are the ones that stuck around the longest. Or yeah, so like main characters, which is fair, but like I couldn't even tell where the season started and ended, and even though I spent technically an entire season knowing a character, I barely knew who this character was because I didn't. I just went right past them in the actual story. And I think if I was listening to it as it was being updated, I would have a lot more of an emotional connection, or the things that would happen would have had more of an emotional impact. But it could also be that I'm a bad person and I don't care about these characters. Although I do care about the characters. It was a weird thing. It was a weird thing because I was listening to it in a really weird, detached kind of way. I think it's a mix of both, yeah. I think the biggest thing that was going against my emotional investment of the characters was the lack of time spent just sitting around with them. Because I'm sure if I was listening to, because it's 5 seasons over the course of 5 years. So if I spent an entire year with like the cast of characters from each of the seasons, I would most definitely have a lot more of a strong connection to them. It's just really weird because yeah, no, it's just weird, especially because most of the time the character, if I don't put this on just so I can have more space, actually no, most of the time we are only hearing one character, which is Jonathan Sims. We're usually only hearing one character, and we hear the other characters so very little. We hear about them through Jonathan's. Is for the waiting. That's not even a joke. That, like, legitimately, a lot of that actually, like, literally sitting on only this amount of content for so long kind of makes people go really crazy over the amount of content they have, which is why, like, movie franchises have the amount of hype around them. And it's not even because, like, oh, movies are longer. Like, each episode of Sherlock is about an hour and a half, right? And there are 3 episodes per season, which is basically 3 movies per season. Which is more content than a lot of movies give, but, like, some movies have the same amount of voracious fans. It's weird though. I am used to having a lot of content, or maybe not. I don't know. Like, I've seen not enough. Yeah, I don't need to see it again. But yeah, it's a weird thing that happens. You need, like, genuine physical space from things, and, like, actual time to get between things, and narratively speaking, giving actual physical space and time between information given will, or, like, in the middle of stories and things like that, will allow people to process what they've read and, like, become more attached to it, which is why I find formatting in story writing so important. And some people don't, and it means I can't read what they've written, because if you can't format it, then I first of all, it's hard to read, and second of all, it just doesn't read as well if it's formatted well. Better. I would have liked it. Yeah, that is also my, as much as I'm still in the headspace where Sherlock is the thing that I'm currently obsessed with, if it had been closer to, like, the old versions of the Sherlock shows, where they have even, like, shorter episodes, although in the realm of like technically like adult audiences, mature audiences, like not young adult. And you hated it. I hate certain parts of it. Okay, it's in that realm of show that would make it about 45 minutes long per episode. If they had done something like that where they didn't even have to do like they did more episodes per season. It doesn't even have to be that many. It could literally be like, it would have been nice if it was like 8 8 or 10 or something like that. Probably 8 is probably, but they're like 45 minutes. We get more content, but each of the stories is more self-contained. They might not have been better written because, well, you know. But I think if it wasn't trying to be as big as it, again, this is a point I literally brought up in one of my mini rants. It's BBC, yeah, I know. In one of my rants about the things, I actually don't know if I said this out loud or if I wrote this down or if I said this to myself. If the characters were allowed to be fleshed out more, it would have been a better show. If the characters had more time to be fleshed out and it wasn't, there's this thing in Sherlock fanfiction called case fix, where it is designed like an episode, or it's a fic that is designed like an episode where it is the characters solving a case that the author came up with, and it's designed like an episode, so it's a very specific thing. If they were more like that, because usually the case fics are a lot more casual. They are more like everyday crimes. If Sherlock the show did that and then gave, or like had like shorter segments and then like showed more domestic elements and also more character introspection. God, I am character driven. Yeah, don't expect good writing. I'm a character driven consumer of media. Please give me more introspection to characters, for the love of God. John Watson is my favorite character in that show. First of all, because he's a lot of contradictions, which is one of my favorite things about a character. But they never do anything about it, or well, they do like subtle things, and some things they get very correct, some things they get very, very wrong, and I get very angry about. But some of the things they get very correct, and some things they just don't touch, which would have been very fun and very interesting to go through if they went through it, but they genuinely just don't have time to go through it, which is why I think they did change the characters a little bit, because there is a pilot episode that was recorded. It's about 50 minutes long, so it's about the range of what I would actually like if there were more episodes. But the characters are significantly are different, or not significant. Yeah, they're pretty different from what canonically we got. But the episode itself follows, for the most part, a lot of the same beats. It is missing some of the some scenes, which is why it is about half an hour shorter. It's about 40 minutes shorter, actually. We'll say about half an hour. Because it's missing some of the scenes. But for the most part, it follows the case in the same way. It uses a lot of the same specific wording. But my God, the characters are very different. And if they were to go with that version, because in that version, it is a lot closer to the Arthur Conan Doyle characterization of Sherlock and Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, where Sherlock is generally well-meaning, but just real socially awkward. And John Watson is like this jaded soldier returning from war, which he probably would be more accurately. But yeah, the characters are quite different, because like Sherlock is a lot less sharp, and a lot less mean, and a lot more emotional, I guess you could say, or at the very least emotional presenting. And it's a lot more of an innocent, okay kind of person, and, like, curious, okay, but like mentally seems more okay. There's something wrong with him, yes, and he's mentally ill, but he's more on the level. And John Watson is just very mean. He's just like a mean, snappy person. I love him in the pilot. He's so fun. But I'm bringing this up because for a very specific reason, because in both at the end of both episodes, in both the pilot and the canon, John Watson shoots a man and is fine with it. Now, if you go with the pilot version, it's a lot more, first of all, he has a lot more dialogue explaining he would be mean, though. Yeah, he's a jaded soldier who was a career soldier who got invalidated from the war zone because he can't do anything, and like his kind of whole thing is that he feels useless and he feels like he doesn't bring anything, and that there are people who are better than him. He's not an insecure man, but he's confident in himself, but he also, it is a fact to him that there are people who are more than him, and it's a really interesting character, and I like that. My point is, the thing that I bring up is, in the pilot, it seems correct that, especially because they let him have a little bit more screen time to speak about it. They literally give him like 3 more sentences, and it brings up a different point, a different image of his thought process there, even though you don't actually see him do any of the things. He says that he has seen a lot of good people die, and like has been in really bad situations, and the reason he makes the point, like, that he will not, he's lost a lot of sleep over bad people over good people dying, but because of and in this instance he won't be losing sleep because he killed this man, and it's like, yeah, okay, that, I guess that makes sense, because he is, it's a very interesting moral code. He has strong morals. I don't know if they're necessarily good, but it's fine. And he has like a very serious look on his face when he says this. He's very grim about it. He is honestly more like, he's solemn about it, and it's like, this is a fact, this is what's true. He's a bad person who is killing people, so I can't feel bad about this. In the canon version, he's smiling and laughing about it, and like, not solemn about it at all. He's just like, yeah, no, you know, I had no clue who killed that man. Yes, of course I killed that man. I'm fine with it. It's fine. And then they never bring it up again. And it is one of the funniest things looking back on it, because it's like, there was something so severely wrong with you. Because he's like, I think part of it is that in the pilot, he gets excited about going around with Sherlock and doing all of this, like, exciting stuff, like chasing after criminals, saving people, playing detective, and things like that. You're in my day, you deserve that bullet. Yeah, actually, it's really funny. His reaction is so funny, because it's like, on one hand, you have a person who's like, a hardened soldier, makes sense, blah, blah. On the other hand, you have someone who's not right in the head and no longer going to therapy because he's got a friend, and a flatmate who is weirder than him. It's just his readiness to kill people, not even like for Sherlock, just his readiness to kill people and just be okay with it is something that doesn't get touched on, and it's so good. There's something so severely wrong about him. I love him so much. That's another thing. Like, it's a show about Sherlock, which is why I'm like, yeah, okay, that's why it's like this. So, like, I get it. They're not gonna necessarily focus on John's problems, which they should have kept to if they're gonna do that at all. Sorry, I get angry when I think about season 4. It's a whole thing. It's fine, we won't talk about it. But, like, he's in therapy because he has trust issues, because he's feeling worthless. In the beginning of the series, he's in therapy because he's trust issues, because he's feeling worthless, because he's a psychosomatic somatic limp that is making life hard for him. He doesn't have a job, he doesn't have money, he's extremely stubborn, and he refuses to go to therapy. I forget about the last season, it doesn't exist. I might accidentally get into rant territory, we'll see. But, like, he has all of these problems, and then he meets Sherlock, and then he moves in with him, and then he never goes to therapy again, and he's fine, quote unquote. There's so many things they just don't talk about, and it's not even like they're written out of his character. They're still clearly there. He's still very much, like, brimming with anger, and, like, he's full of rage. Well, not rage, it's anger. It's sometimes rage. It is anger. He's a terrible handle on his emotions. He refuses to talk about them. He can't ask for help because, you know, he can't ask for help. He has to be the one fixing things. He needs things to fix in order to be okay about himself, which is not healthy at all. Is a drug to avoid his problems. You know what's so funny? Because they had the John Watson's blog site up for the duration of Sherlock. It's down now. Like, the URL still exists, but it doesn't go anywhere when you click on it, but people have like copy pasted it to other sites. So I read it. He genuinely he describes Sherlock as a drug that he's addicted to, and it's very funny. I love that, because it's like, yeah. It's not even like being with Sherlock, it is Sherlock himself, which is the funnier part. I'm it's so good. It's literally so good. Okay, the way he talks, they're like, yeah, no, there's no homoerotic undertones of anything in the show, and then it's like, you read through John Watson's personal blog, and it's like, are you sure about that? They didn't marry that girl? No. It's so good. This is when he's currently married too, because this is after the fall. This is when Sherlock comes back, and he's talking about whether or not he wants to be around Sherlock anymore, or like he's describing that. Oh, she was supportive about it. Like, canonically, she was supportive about it. It's very funny because she in the show reads it, and she's like, it's great. There's so many things that are so funny about the show that are just like, why didn't you do this? What is wrong with you? Also, the pilot, the 50-minute pilot, is often called the gay pilot, just because the energy is so profoundly it is so profoundly queer coded. There is a line that I keep coming back to. The pilot, okay, the pilot episode, the first episode in the series, in the pilot, are some of my favorite episodes, just because, just like, it gets it correct. This is what you're setting up the story for. This is how they're supposed to be, right? And then they don't really do anything with that, which is sad because there's no time to do it, and they're doing other things. It's fine, whatever. There's an exchange when Sherlock is, I've been gesturing, so I haven't been playing. There's an exchange when Sherlock is going off to follow Lestrade to the crime scene. After John came over to check out the flat before they decide to move in together. And Sherlock stops in the doorway, turns back to John, looks at him, and starts asking questions to him about, or starts asking questions, saying things like, "You're due to the conversation, we got to do the gameplay?" Yeah, it's a whole thing. So start saying things like, you're an army doctor, you've seen a lot of injuries then, and it's a very heated exchange in both in both the actual canon episode and the pilot. So it's a very heated exchange. There's a lot of eye contact going around. It's very much like an appraising, would you want to do this kind of conversation. There is a line at the very end, or like it goes, it goes, you've seen a lot of injuries then, and Sherlock says, you've seen a lot of injuries then. John responds, yes, enough for a like more than enough for a lifetime or something like that. And Sherlock pauses, smiles, and says, would you like to see some more? And John responds, oh god, yes. Now, the canon way that he says that is already super, super queer-coded, and very, is very specific. I watched the pilot, and I was surprised that they could do more. Martin Freeman decided that he could, to tone it down apparently for the canon. Yeah, I can send it to you. It's really good. It's really fun. Also, like, the aesthetics are so off. It's so funny. The editing is terrible. It's not terrible. It's just worse. The aesthetics are off. The editing is bad. The quality is horrendous. It's such a vibe. It's so fun. A lot of the things I would have liked if they had kept, and a lot of people do. A lot of people do agree with me that the pilot characterizations would have been a better version of the story, but there would have been a lot more. The quality would make it better. It is really good. There would have been too much that they'd have to get through if they kept those characterizations of the characters. Because John is, like, not having it at all, which is really funny because in the show, he acts as, like, the everyman and the sort of Sherlock's anchor, which he could still do with the pilot characterizations, except they would have to go into his character. He would have to be different. Oh, there's more content, yeah. Like, he would actually have to have a character arc in of himself, and apparently they couldn't do that, which sucks because he's my favorite character. He's, like, so snappy though. Like, he says a lot of his dialogue is almost exactly the same, at least for all the scenes that are still there. For the most part, all of the dialogue is pretty spot on to what is there, but, like, the way he says that and the amount of I'm so done with you and I'm not playing your goddamn games in his voice is so good. He's just not having any of it. It's so fun. It is so genuinely a good time. I'm so sad they didn't go through with it. But yeah, like, they make canon John Watson so much more mentally unsound. Because it's like, oh, this is a man who takes pleasure in killing people? ? He seems to have no qualms, and I expect him to go off the deep end at some point or another. And I know that season 4 doesn't exist, but I wanna, in a similar thread, they make him have full visual and auditory hallucinations of his dead wife, and then act like that's fine. Like, that's like a whole thing. I think in literally the episode previous to it, they make a full point of Sherlock thinks he's having really bad hallucinations, having auditory and visual hallucinations of a person like having a full auditory visual hallucination of a person who doesn't actually exist, and they make it such a clear point that he thinks it's because he's been on drugs. Like, he thinks he's going crazy. He thinks the drugs are affecting his brain in a way that is much, much worse. And he's, like, making mistakes, making problems because like, it's a real person. He's not even actually having this hallucination. And then John's just in the corner having a months-long hallucination of a person who's no longer alive, who talks to him and he talks back to, and it is literally just his brain, and he's like fine. And that's literally the point. That's kind of the point. It's like, no, he's just going about his life. When John does it, it's fine. And it is really, really funny. There's something very, very wrong with him, and I do mean this in the fact that people don't just have hallucinations like that. That doesn't just happen to people. Like, it's explained that his grief is so bad that he's having because his grief and his guilt because of things that make me angry and I'm gonna punch in the face. But his grief and his guilt has manifested in him hallucinating Mary. Like, okay, there's a difference between, like, talking to the air and, like, confessing things to the air and blah 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 blah, as if you're talking to a person who is passed or something like that, and having actual hallucinations that he's having a conversation with. He says to this hallucination, "They all think you're dead," and then the hallucination says back to him, "I am dead," and he says, "Yes, I know that," which is like, first of all, it's a mirror of his responses to when he killed Jefferson Hope in the first episode, the cabbie, like, because he's just like, yes, and move on, please. And it's like, yes, and what do you want me to do about it? Which is very funny. Also, no, my point is still, people don't just have hallucinations like that if they are physically well, unless they have a predisposition to having hallucinations like that. Like, their brain chemistry has to be built to have those kind of hallucinations, or else they're not going to show up like that, unless they're taking drugs, or they're dehydrated, or they're starving, or something like that, or they've had a lot of lack of sleep. But they make a point in the show to tell us that John Watson is physically very okay. He's just having really bad hallucination, like really intense hallucinations, and just going about his damn life. And it is something. It is a thing. It is a thing, okay? It also very heavily implies that, that as well as the, actually not so much the blog posts. He does talk to Sherlock through the blog posts, but that's less weird. But it does imply that when Sherlock, after the Reichenbach fall, he had hallucinations of Sherlock, because that would also be a traumatizing event, which he believed someone he cared about very much and was very close to died, and he was at fault for that and had reason to be guilty or something like that. Like there's heavy implication that it's a very similar circumstance, and there's very heavy correlations, canonical correlations that the show makes between Mary and Sherlock. And it's like he's somehow and it's like a whole thing. So the implication is that he also had like a lot of hallucinations. He's just been going about his life getting these massive hallucinations of things, of people who are dead or who are never real in the first place, and never going about it. He does not go back to therapy until his wife dies. I know, he doesn't go from the first episode. He doesn't go back to therapy. He goes to therapy 3 times when he comes back from war, after Sherlock dies, and then after his wife dies. So and then he never goes again. Sherlock's hallucinations, I'm not sure if he's ever had hallucinations in the physical world the at least the way that John does, because he had like the whole episode of The Abominable Bride is set in his mind palace, though you could say that he's taken so many drugs he's hallucinating, though somewhere between hallucinating and just straight up dreaming. Oh, what Sherlock hallucinations? There are fics on it, and they're very fun. The it is through with the Mary hallucinations. The assumption is it is the way that it's a relatively accurate depiction of what the person was actually like to John, at least, and it's just like a person who's explaining things to him, talking him through things in his life, also that acknowledges that it is in itself a hallucination and just talks to him and makes him acknowledge it, and it's a really weird thing. It's very strange. It's so strange that they just have this and then he moves on, and it's like, what's going on? I understand you don't have time for this, but yo? You want to explain that one to me, my dude? To keep living in denial and escapism, yeah. I do want to point out, like, it is blatantly clear that he knows he's having these hallucinations and he's trying to cover them up because he's trying to keep them. Damn! 3 hours, okay. And it is also abundantly clear that he actually sees them, and it isn't just him imagining Mary so that he can talk to her. He can sort of talk to her. It's like, it's abundantly clear he actually sees them, because he has a whole thing with his therapist at the time, who's Eurus, but doesn't matter. He like looks to Mary, and like it's so funny. It's so funny to me. It's just it's such a weird thing to have there. No, the implication is that he's always had screws loose, and or missing. Like the implication is that that's always been like that. He is characterized so much as a character. But yeah, he's characterized so much as a character who just gets on with things, especially when it affects him and only him. That he does not make a fuss. He does not complain about things. He just gets on with things, which is like, yo, how much has this been happening your entire life and you just have not spoken to anyone about it? Like he gets dealt such terrible hands and then he just moves on with his life, and it's like, that's so unhealthy. You're so unhealthy. Get help. Go to therapy. He's so funny. I love him. There's something so terribly wrong with him. He's also like blatantly suicidal in the first episode, and then it's never addressed, and the entire time that Sherlock is gone, we don't address the fact that he was suicidal before Sherlock, and then Sherlock killed himself in front of him. Which most definitely pushed him back into being suicidal, and that's not even considering the relationship the two of them had. The whole reason that John stopped going into therapy was because he found a source of adrenaline through working with Sherlock, and then he lost that. So the idea that it would not, at at the very least, like, literally the bare minimum is he's going to be back in the headspace he was in after after he came back from the war, which was not a good headspace to be in. Couple that with the fact that he is now grappling with having seen his best friend throw himself off a roof and seen his dead body on the ground, and having been on the phone with him, but unable to, being on the phone with him and in really spitting distance, but not being able to talk him down from that, and like the amount of guilt and trauma he's gone through, 100% is suicidal again. And unlike with when Mary died, he didn't have, he had more of a support system in friends after he went with Sherlock. Spitting distance, he was across the street from the building that Sherlock threw himself off of. It was very close. As opposed to when Mary died and he had a child and a job, it's actually made unclear by the show if he has a job at that point that isn't following around Sherlock. I think he might. If he was in spitting distance, yeah, okay, that's also a point. Like, he would have thrown himself off the building to catch Sherlock. It is a whole mess. It's very funny. He didn't have by the time that Mary dies, he has a daughter, right? He has a daughter, and his life isn't kind of wrapped up in one person. He has a lot more people or a lot more people involved in his life, even more so than when Sherlock died, because it's like a whole thing. It's very strange. You know, it's never addressed again. The implication is that he got fired because he fell asleep. Okay, in The Blind Banker, he gets a job, and then because of working with Sherlock, he falls asleep during the day. So the implication is that he does lose the job, but in The Great Game, which is the next episode, he's still dating Sarah, who is his boss at the job. Or not, no, she's the person who interviewed him. I don't know if she's his boss. But like, at that job, so he could still work there. It's just never addressed. It's just never comes up. And genuinely, I have had the thought time and time again, I need to know how they do their finances, how John and Sherlock do their finances, because they do get paid for the cases that they work. But how do they split the pay? Does it just go to Sherlock's bank account? Like, do they have a joint bank account for case specific things? What happens if they get a check? Because in The Blind Banker, Sebastian Wilkes gives them a check for their help in the case that they were asked to consult on, and it's just like a $5,000 check, and John takes it because Sherlock is a little annoying little bastard and doesn't want to take it because whatever reason. But John's like, we need money, which is untrue for Sherlock because he does not need money. It is questionable for why he needs a flatmate in the first place, considering he doesn't need he's got lots of money. In The Blind Banker, yeah, in The Blind Banker, it's same episode. John's card gets rejected when he's shopping, and so yeah, his card gets rejected when shopping, and then Sherlock says, "Take my card to buy things." which is a strange thing to do if you're like, yeah, I need help to save money. And it's just like, well, why do you need a flatmate in the first place? And you, as a person with the characterization of not liking people ever, why are you trying to keep this army man? What is the point? And it's like, without the, if you're trying to do it, there's so many things that just that are just real questionable if you're trying to do it, to do the show through the lens of them not having any kind of attraction towards each other. There's so many things that are just like, well, that's a weird response. It's a strange response to have to that, but okay. I'll let you go with it. That's fine. They're weird. They're strange. My favorite thing is to read fan fiction, like where like non-shipping fan fiction where they get the characterization right and being like, this could be shipping fan fiction. There's so little difference if just if you ignore the fact that they don't do any explicitly romantic things like kissing or holding hands or saying things along those lines. It's just like, this is the same. This could be the same thing. They're obsessed with each other either way, and it's so funny. Of course he needs a flatmate, of course he's lonely. But okay, so again, I'm going to reference the pilot again. In the pilot, the character of Sherlock Holmes seems the type to be like, I'm lonely, I need a flat share. In canon, he isn't. He is the type of stubborn who, even if he is lonely, would never look for help like that. 'Cause he hates people. Or he thinks he does. No one is going to claim that they're a sociopath, which he's not. And I think it would have been very funny if at one point someone's just like, no, you're not a sociopath, you're autistic, because it's just like, yeah, that seems more likely. But no one's gonna say that and then also consciously do things like invite someone he just met into his home that he hasn't vetted extremely. Like, why? What are you doing? It's like, Sherlock Holmes, what are you doing? What is this? What is this? Because I can imagine pilot Sherlock acknowledging that he is a lonely person and wanting company. Canon Sherlock would never do that consciously. Was he given an ultimatum? What is this? Where am I and who are you people? I've done a lot of analysis because my brain has been crazy town. It's a whole thing. It's so funny. There's so many things that are just like, hey, maybe it was an ultimatum. I've seen that take a lot. That Mycroft, his older brother, has gave him an ultimatum that if he doesn't, if he doesn't find someone to, it'd be a strange thing. It's like, if he doesn't find a flatmate, then, or if he doesn't stay clean, or like he has to be clean for a certain amount of time before he can get the rest of his trust fund, or access to his bank accounts or whatever, so he needs a flat share because he genuinely can't afford any of the stuff because his money's being withheld from him. Yes, there's also the idea that Mycroft wants to spy on him, but he's not going to give him the ultimatum of but like, again, ultimatums need to have like a thing that you have to do in order for something else, or something to happen or something not to happen. It could have been that like Mycroft was like, you have to get a flat share or I'm going to forcibly place one of my people into your home to watch you, to keep tabs on you. It's like, you need someone to keep tabs on you. It's just really interesting, especially with some of the things like some of the exchanges they have, Sherlock have with John later on in this, not like the first season, yeah, but like during the but later on in the series as a whole, it's really interesting because I would get it if it was during the first season and they're still learning about each other and like learning how to be near each other and living in the same place, but it's just an interesting thing because there are a lot of times it's like, oh, do you even like him around? Why do you have, it's like, why? No, I get if you need whatever you need to have him around, why did you choose him? It's like regardless of whether of the reason why he needs to have a flatmate in the first place, why did you choose John Watson? What is your motives? Like, what is, because you can't have just chosen, because Sherlock does not seem to be the type of person to just pick, or just like the first person. There's no heterosexual explanation for that first episode, for really most of that first episode, and also the pilot. I'm just looking at that like, why? So, and okay, so Sherlock makes it abundantly clear that he is not a kind person, or at least he tries to make it abundantly clear that he is not a nice person. He doesn't find people interesting, like living people interesting. He doesn't find them fun to be around. He doesn't not like being around other people. He gets annoyed very easily. And then it's like, he is so, especially during the first season. Yeah, exactly. That's BS though. He's so interested. He's so interested in John specifically. It's a combination of so many things that have me going crazy about what was the reason for this? Why'd you do that? What was that about? Because it's like, hey, why did you want to impress him so badly? like what? Why did you want to impress him so badly? Why did you want him to stick around so badly? You, despite all the facts that Sherlock knows about John immediately, John is very right in saying that they don't know anything about each other. Like, they don't actually know the other person, which is why, like, the entirety of the first season is canonically only a couple of weeks at most, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 2 months. I'd say 2 months at most. In which they don't know a lot about each other. They barely know anything about each other. And so their reactions are ones of, oh, understanding, learning. They're not quite friends yet in the blind banker. They're flatmates more than anything. Okay, the blind banker, a lot of people are like, no, it's one of the worst episodes, but it gives so much interesting context that I'm just like obsessing over. When Sherlock tells John to take his card and use it instead because you know, John's card got rejected when shopping, he smiles at him. Like, he smiles in amusement and fondness. And he's not like the Sherlock we've been acquainted with so far would never do that, or has made it clear that he does not feel, or he's made it very loud that he does not feel emotion, he does not feel empathy, he doesn't like people, blah 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 blah. And it's just like, yes, we understand that you smile for manipulation things and blah 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 blah. What you doing over here, huh, Sherlock? What's this? Why you out here doing that thing, huh? I can take care of you, please don't leave me. Again, if it was done with the characterization of um the pilot, it would make a lot more sense if you wanted to take the angle of friendship. There would be a lot more things that I would understand, because he's so much softer in the pilot. He's so much kinder. He has a lot more emotion showing, and he's a lot more comfortable with showing emotions in the pilot. So it's like, okay, yeah, if it's his flatmate that he thinks is funny or amused, I can imagine him smiling and being like, yeah, okay, just take my card, pay me back later, or something like that. Canon Sherlock, what are you doing? what's this response for, huh? What do you forgot there are other things that are like, what was that directing choice for? What was that writing choice for? And I'm not gonna there are some things that are specifically, what is those writing directing choices, because I'm pretty sure the actors were under the impression that they were in love, that their characters were supposed to be in love. I'm pretty sure Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch were like, yeah, no, these characters are not just friends. Because of the way that they play the characters, it's very fun. And the way that they speak about the characters and things like that, it's like, yeah, no, I don't think. But they were, though. Yeah, yeah, I know. So I'm not gonna say anything about the acting. But textually, there are things that are just like, wait, what's that about, huh? Okay, so like, during John's bachelor party, first of all, Sherlock as the best, both the best man. I can keep going. I'm telling you, this is my current fixation. Like, I'm not. The last time I watched the show was months ago, and these are all just memories. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. You can't stop me. What was I talking about? Okay, so during John's bachelor party the night before his wedding, which was probably, yeah, during John's bachelor party the night before his wedding, brain's going numb right now. He asked Molly to, first of all, he invited no one else to John's bachelor party. No one else. He was in charge of designing it. He invited no one else to John's bachelor party, which is not how they're supposed to go. Typically, you're supposed to get other people who the groom is friends with. But no. Nope. It's just Sherlock. I don't know, this is amusing. It's fun. Yeah, no, anyway, it's just Sherlock at the bachelor party, which is like a testament to Sherlock not liking other people. Anyway, and John has no objections. John, who actively acknowledges that he has other friends, and it's really weird, because I'm pretty sure whoever's writing the blog posts was not, I'm pretty sure it was not the writers of the show, because there are so many things that are just like not connected, but they're all canon, so I'm going with it. It's very funny. It just makes it funnier. So he canonically has other friends he does talk to and hang out with and things like that. And especially after Sherlock dies, I'm guessing he does talk to other people, more people as well. Or else that's just really sad. You lose this man, and then you get no other friends. I see. All right, you're sad, and I'm so sorry for you. My point is, he asked Molly to calculate the exact amount of alcohol that both Sherlock and John could have during the night, and like over the period of the night, or the course of the night, so that they could have like the most fun without the like they can get the most drunk without being this like very sick. And he handed her a bunch of files, I'm guessing with a lot of their biometrics, And one of them had, it's like Leonardo da Vinci's diagram of the ideal man, except over the face was John, like it was like a picture of John's face stuck over the face of the diagram. First of all, that's not needed at all. Like, that diagram is not required at all. Not required. There's no reason to have that there. And then to also stick John's face on top of that, that's questionable. Some interesting things you do here. Just like he's so strange. So strange. So strange. Other things that I think are very funny, are very specific and make my brain go numb. I actually have no clue what episode this is because I haven't wanted to go back and rewatch the entire show, to find this one scene because it's a very short scene and I have no clue where it is. I don't know where it could be. Okay, so it could be in season 3 or possibly season 4, but I don't want to watch season 4 again, and I just don't want to rewatch season 3. I just don't want to rewatch the show because I have other things to do. But they're in it is Sherlock, Mycroft, John, and Mary, I believe. The reason I'm saying that it's season 3 or possibly season 4 is because Mary's here. And Mary's in a red coat, so it's not like a hallucination Mary, and it's also in Sherlock's perspective, so it's not a hallucination Mary. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, no, so, John says something, and I have no clue what they're in a graveyard for some reason, or they're outside. They're outside somewhere. I think it's a graveyard. I have no clue. But they're outside. John says something, and then, like, Sherlock snaps at him, and that causes John and Mary to leave. And then Mycroft looks at him and says, he's right, you know, and Sherlock, who is a person who never admits to being wrong, does not like being wrong, says, he's always right, it's boring. Which is, like, I think it's season 3, yeah, it from my memory, it does sound like season 3. I just couldn't find the episode. It might be the first one. The first episode of season 3 is somehow a mystery to me. I have no clue what goes on in episode 1 of season 3. But yeah, he says he's always right, it's boring. Which just tells you so much about how Sherlock views John. Other things in season 4. Again, don't like season 4. There are some things there are some specific things that are good that came out of it, that are correct that came out of it. After John dispels hallucination Mary, still one of the funniest things. Sherlock says to John, something along the lines of like, all of us are human or something like that. I can't remember how the line goes specifically. But yeah, something along the lines of stating that everyone is a human, or like everyone's a human. Blah, 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 blah. And John says, even you? And Sherlock smiles at him. Again, always smiling at John. Always smiling at John. Smiling genuinely at John. And says, no, even you? Which is just like, yeah, even more. Their relationship is insane. Their relationship is insane. More things from series 4, because series 4, again, bad. There's like little tidbits of things that are correct. When Euros is saying, it tells Sherlock, hey, you have to kill either John Watson or Mycroft. Mycroft and Sherlock and James Moriarty all know that if put in this situation, Sherlock would shoot Mycroft. Everyone immediately knows, and Minecraft, who immediately knows, is like, okay, gonna try to make this as easy as possible for you, because despite the fact that I'm your older brother and I've been with you your entire life and I have cared for you so very much, I know that I will never be as important to you as John Watson is, who spent a good portion of this season hating you and beating the hell out of you. Sorry, it makes me insane. Other things about the series 4 that makes me season 4 that makes me insane, but I will get to that. And everyone knew. Yeah, I know. Like, he specifically tries his best to make Sherlock feel as unguilty as possible about shooting him. It doesn't work because Sherlock like understands, obviously, but he tries because he's like, yeah, you can't. It's like you will grieve me, but you literally cannot live without John Watson. Like, you will die again. And John's reaction is very fun as well, because it's just like, yeah, no, this is the person you are, not whatever terrible thing they did to your characterization previously. But he doesn't question it. He's not an insecure man. And I think that's it's such an interesting thing, because it's like, he's not insecure. He just knows that Mycroft is smarter than him, and he takes no qualms with it. He understands that sacrifices need to be made, that things have to go certain things have to happen the way version of see, am I on? This is 18.2, I believe. I'm so sorry if you've been sitting here through this entire Sherlock, my entire brain thoughts, all of my brain worms about Sherlock, BBC Sherlock. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for this. I have to keep going though. The brain worms are too strong. Sherlock rant. Yeah, this is the Sherlock rant portion of the stream. It will keep going. Anyway, my point is that yeah, no, John's entire character is just laid out bare right there. He doesn't question it. He doesn't plead. He doesn't do anything. He knows that in order of possible utility in this stupid Saw. It's all good. It's interesting. God, I hope so. In this stupid Saw trap of a season series finale, dumb, stupid episode, he does technically have the least utility potential, even though very much he has been much more helpful, like actually helpful during the weird game. He's been more helpful to Sherlock than Mycroft has been, because Mycroft's been hoity-toity and really dumb. He gets it. He knows. John knows what's up. And he's just like, yeah, okay, you're gonna shoot me. This is fine, and I'm not going to blame you for it. And it's like, hey, that's not what's happening here. Are you okay? Again, there's so much wrong with John Watson. He's just like, yeah, okay, my best friend is going to kill me dead. This is fine. To be completely honest, I think I understand that John's supposed to be in a better place at the end of the series than he was in the beginning. He should have shot that man. He should have shot that man. He's such a often tried to take it. Moss to clear the stone. I started doing this before Moss existed. I can do that. But also, like, this is really easy to do. It's kind of meditative. I do want to try that though. Anyway, my point is, John Watson is my favorite character. That's my point. He's perfect. And my favorite character, and I love him. There's so many things wrong with him. He should have shot that man, though. He should. I feel like it's weird that he didn't shoot that man. when the deal was, if he didn't shoot him, then this, like, this guy who got him, who went against Mycroft's instructions, got himself and his entire island team of special guards and especially trained military people. He got everyone mind controlled by Euros because snack break. Damn it. No! I'm trying to have a conversation. Shut up. I'll give you back your points. I'm not going for a snack break. I'll do it later. Anyway, so this man who did so many things wrong, first of all, he's not an innocent man in any regard, who is asking to be shot because if he doesn't get shot by either Mycroft or John, then his wife is going to get murdered. When it's been very clear that Euros will back up her claims because she's a terrible person. Or, I guess it's not very clear that she'll back up her claims, because I guess they haven't seen her kill people yet. But it's very clear there's something wrong with her. Woo! My brain's buzzing right now. Where am I going? Yeah, no, so it's clear that something's wrong with her, that... and he's been in... to forget the... Yes, you're correct. Thank you. He's been in situations before where people will just do things, like bad things to people, for the sake of... It's just me dying. For the sake of, like, he's been around people who are bad people. So, the fact that he doesn't just do it. First of all, the guy's not necessarily a good person. Second of all, he's asking to be killed. Third of all, it would save someone else's life. It's weird that John Watson, specifically, doesn't kill this man. He holds the gun up to the guy's head, and then he walks away. And tries to do it, and then he can't do it, and then he walks away. And it's like, yes, killing someone is hard. John Watson has, at this point, canonically killed 3 people, at least? On the show as a civilian. No, wait, no. 2 people as a civilian. The fact that he is killed, he's likely killed and seen, no, he's 100% seen more people die. He's likely actively taken part in the murder, in the killing of more people. So it's just weird that he doesn't. My rule is that if a character is my favorite character, then they should be allowed to kill people, more often, and John Watson should be allowed to kill people. Anyway, he should have been allowed to kill people. It's weird. It was a weird choice. It was a weird choice. It was a strange decision. There was something else I was going to talk about, and I have no clue what it's about. I have no clue. I don't know what I was going to say. Very confused about that. What was I going to say? Alright. Whatever. Just trying to think of... Oh no. Okay. Just trying to think of more things that are just bad. Or no, just very questionable about... It's just like, why did you do that? Question mark. Why of all things did you choose to do this specifically? What? Huh? Huh? Yeah, so everyone's conviction that he would kill... Oh, clear the top of the moss? This seems like much. I understand that it's significantly easier. This does seem more of a this is harder for my brain to process, and also harder for me to speak during. I might just do the old-fashioned way, also because it's fun. I enjoy the process of digging. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. No, Mary's reaction to the relationship between Sherlock and John is a lot of people don't like her, or didn't like her for shipping reasons. A lot of people, there are some people who didn't like her because Moffat can't write women. I thought she was fun. I thought she was so fun and also evil and funny for it. Yeah, she 100%. Yeah, no, it was a good shout, man. I just think that it's not even like a difficult thing to do. I just really can't rant and also do anything more complicated than hold one button down. I might use it for things when I'm not streaming, because I didn't realize I could do that. But yeah, thank you. He does so much for Sherlock. Okay, no, the blog posts, the website blog posts are very good, are very funny and very good, especially in context of the show. There are certain things that are just like so stupid in context, because like there is I might also have read one that was altered to what the actual blog post said. But yeah, there are several times that it became clear that whoever wrote the blogs was not, either it was written by the writers before they figured out some things that they were going to do in the show, or that whoever wrote the thing, Moffat is not good, no, whoever wrote the thing was not aware of what was, like, there was a disconnect between whoever wrote the blog post and whoever wrote the rest of the show, because a lot of the cases are referencing cases in the ACD books, so like original Sherlock content, and one of them was the Six Napoleons. So in that story, I actually don't know the story. I haven't read it, but there are 6 statues of Napoleon, and someone's going around smashing them to look for something in it. In the show, it became the case of the six Thatchers, so statues of Margaret Thatcher. However, there's also a blog post on the story of the 6 Thatchers, which is a different storyline. So they're both called the 6 Thatchers. In one of them, it's the show thing where they're finding Mary's or not Mary's, but like the USB of one of the other assassins that worked with Mary. And in the blog, it is, I can't remember what was in the statue, but it was a different 6 Thatcher story, which is weird and strange. It's very strange. It's very weird. Moffat is very good at setting up stories for men, and bringing in fresh and ideas that appeal to modern audiences. Multiverse? Yeah, apparently it came from a different universe. Weird as hell. Speaking of multiverse, or related, the funniest thing I think that stems from BBC Sherlock is the Everstrange ship in the MCU. If you didn't know, both Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch play characters in the MCU. Martin Freeman plays Everett Ross, who is a... is very funny. Martin Freeman plays Everett Ross, who is a spy for... I think he's just spy for the American government. I don't actually know. I don't remember his affiliations because it's been a while since I've watched Black Panther, and I haven't read the comics. But yeah, he's that. And then Benedict Cumberbatch is Stephen Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, superhero-ish. It's so funny because these characters have never interacted at all, and there's a whole section of like cracked shipping where you ship characters that you think would have good chemistry, but have never interacted. But it's generally like a lot of a rare thing to happen, and usually happens for characters in a lot closer proximity, not just in the same universe. Okay. And it's usually for other reasons, or like because people are like, well, I kind of want these characters to get together, or in case of a lot of things because they want to have a gay ship for any reason, which you'll see a lot in Sherlock. Someone wants like people want WLW ships, so they'll just pair any females together. And it's like, these characters have never interacted and they barely have any screen time. Okay, sure, they're in a ship. Whatever. But yeah, Everett Strange is so funny. Is so funny to me because it is so specifically because of BBC Sherlock, because of the characters. I think they could have an interesting dynamic. Yeah, I don't think... Again, you'd have to go, because the MCU is a different thing from the comics. I don't know if you're going off of their comic, personalities, but whatever. I wouldn't be a couple. They wouldn't be a couple at all. It is by far the funniest thing that exists, and I love it. It's so good. Genuinely, it's so good. You know what? It's so good. Both of them are American. They could have if they could have dialogue, I don't think they'd be friends. I think they could work together, like they could get things done together, but I don't think they'd do well. It's so funny. It's very good. It's very fun. Anyway. Just laughing about that. BBC Sherlock is also something that exists in the MCU. Canonically, okay, so technically, there is a scene in one of the movies where Steve is looking at a list of things from the 21st century that he is planning to catch up on, and it says Sherlock. I don't know if I don't think it says. I'm pretty sure it doesn't say BBC's Sherlock or Sherlock BBC or anything like that. It's like half cut off. It's very clearly the word Sherlock though, and BBC Sherlock is the only Sherlock title that uses only the first name instead of Sherlock Holmes. So the popular headcanon is that BBC Sherlock Holmes exists in the MCU, which means there is at least an actor, or at least actors who look and sound, or well, not sound, but look very much like Everett Karras and Stephen Strange, and I think it's a very funny thing. The thing is, it doesn't say Sherlock Holmes, or at least I'm pretty sure it's like the top and the front part of it that is cut off, not the back or the end of it. So I don't actually know. I can't remember what the actual thing looks like. I don't know. It might say Sherlock Holmes in general. The books would have already been out by that time, and in the 1940s. No, I don't. Yeah, no, none of the shows of Sherlock would have been out, or like Sherlock Holmes, any of the old ones. But I digress. I've lost my train of thought to continue ranting, and it's been nearly 4 hours of me chatting and digging, so I will call it a night here. Sally, I will send you a link to the pilot. It's also, you can also pirate the entirety of the series through this link, which is helpful. But yeah, I will send that to you. If you're here, thank you for coming. If you have stayed, thank you very much for staying. If you've been here through the Sherlock rant, you are golden. That was very fun though. I enjoyed that. I like talking about things that I'm interested in. Oh my god, it's Kuso. Hello. Good night. Night. Good night. Night.